Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the T1 heavy tank. It's a tier 5 American heavy tank. It's located on the southwest spawn of Live Oaks and it's under the command of Arcosm. Game on! Well, this was the first attempt by the Americans to create a heavy tank, and it really was quite interesting because it actually had the same 76mm gun that you actually find on the M4. It was a cast hull with an a hydro mechanical transmission, and it was actually quite a big vehicle. But unfortunately, it wasn't quite as good as some would suggest. And it certainly wouldn't have been up to fighting tigers. Okay, well, it actually weighs 61.5 tons. There's an enemy tank over there, but he can't get a shot on him at the moment. He's the other side of the bank. The gun is a 76mm. It's capable of 115 alpha and penetrating 128mm with the standard AP. And with the APCR, it'll go through 177mm. It does have an HE round as well. That can do 185 or 38mm a pen. Now, it does have good frontal armour, but the side armour, well, less so. The front of the hull is 98mm. And the front of the turret is 101. Actually, it's 95mm. Okay, we've got a T14 here, which was supposed to be an American version of a replacement for the Churchill, but he's decided to engage two tanks at the same time, and that's fatal. Yes, because he's trying to take on two opponents, both as powerful as he is. There was no way that he could survive that. Well, we come across a Saab M43. He saw us first, but he's about to die. There you go. The standard reload is 3.45 seconds, and you can see here Arcosm's got it down to 2.97, and he's already got 2 kills. But the enemy's got one more than us, so we're not doing so good at the moment. But we might be able to get some of that back. An M10 RBFM. He gets a hit with his first shot. And with his second. Just keep pumping them in. And he didn't get the kill. The kill went to a Stultai Aslains B. And it looks to me like he's headed back to his own camp. I think he recognises that we lost all the tanks that went into town, and that the enemy tanks are going to be coming out of town very shortly, and therefore he needs to be there to protect the cap area. He probably won't leave from the factory unit here or this area, the buildings, because he can shoot from cover. He needs to get off the bridge first. Okay, the enemy just lost a BT-7. But there's a lot of heavy tanks on the way in. The Excelsior, for instance, that's got a similar arrangement to the T1 Heavy, where it's got thick frontal armour, but fairly weak side armour. Okay, can we get shots? Didn't get that one, but he can probably get this one. Yep, and he gets a kill. Ah, nice one. He gets the KB222. And of course, the trick with that one is to aim for the turret. Now, he planted a hole right through that hut. And the Excelsior side onto us. So he should be aiming just for the sides of the vehicle. and that will go through. The guy's immobile. He's not really doing anything. He may be AFK. Gun's not moving. Just keep pumping those shells in till this guy expires. That's better. He's still there, so keep firing those shells in. I think they're still hitting the enemy. Now, AMX-40, the duck, has suddenly been spotted. 2 more shots. Oh, we got him with 1. Okay, pull back into cover. He's doing the right thing, actually, to stay near this factory unit because it provides ample cover against the enemy tanks. And now there's only 2 of them left in the game. I'm afraid it's just him and the Ram 2. And here comes the first of the challenges. A Lux, who's moving fairly quickly, trying to rely on his speed, and a KV-220, that same one, the same tank, is now firing rounds at us. So we need to make sure that we've got some cover. Now the enemy tanks are now going to converge on this courtyard. Didn't get to see which gun that they were carrying, but there's the KV-220. I think 1 round, and in fact actually they were blocked. He gets the kill on the KV-220, that's his 4th kill, and now he's dealing with the Matilda 4. He's blocking these shots as well. He's put the weak sides between the buildings, and now he's just pumping the rounds in, but Matilda has switched to APCR. Oh, wonderful last shot there, but he needs to move away from that spot so the Excelsior can't pump rounds into his rear. And now he can finish off this Excelsior like he was trying to. The guy was AFK for a while. We're still taking rounds in the side. 1 shot to kill the Excelsior, and that will give him a Top Gun. Oh! It bounced! They got it that time. Now the Lux, and it looks like he has got the 30 centimeter, or is that the 2 centimeter gun? No, it looks like the 30 centimeter. And he does get the kill, and that's 7 kills now. He's played to his strengths here, and he's done exceptionally well. He covered up his sides by parking himself between the buildings. He retreated back into cover when the KV-220 started pumping rounds into him. He's played very, very well indeed. I think Arcosm is now going to change position so the enemy can't spot him. There's only 2 left on the enemy team, a Chinukai and a Semavente. He lost his teammate a little while back, so he's been on his own. Well, after knocking down those trees to provide himself with a bit of cover, he's now decided to change position. I'm not sure that was a good idea, unless of course he was wanting to provide cover to the enemy tanks, because they might decide to come down that route to try and get him in the courtyard and then find out he's not there, but they've got plenty of cover in the wood to go into the cap area. And he has been spotted, so somebody knows he's here, and in fact they are behind him and they're in the wood. So the place that where he just created the nest, that's where the enemy is now. Yep, he did get an ammo rack, but the good news is that he's managed to fix it. Okay, there's the Chinukai. Getting good pens. Yes, nice. The shells will go straight through a Chinook guy. And he does get the kill, and there's the Semvente coming in. He's already got his Radley Waters, and now he's got the game. He's won it for his team, and that last one was just to celebrate. Well, that one was an excellent victory for Arcosm in the T1 Heavy. He got his first ace tanker in that game. You can tell from the scrolls underneath the M. He also got a fire for effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, sharpshooter for getting 10 or more consecutive shots on the enemy, as well as a shellproof for blocking more damage, exceeding the hit points of his own vehicle, and surviving, of course, as well as a master gunner for getting 5 armor penetrating shots in a row, a duelist for taking down 2 tanks who damaged him, a bruiser for getting at least 5 critical hits, in fact he got 13, and of course he got the Hand of God for surviving the battle, having received damage from at least 4 different enemy tanks or more. He actually got a Radley Waters. In fact, he was 1 short of getting a Pools medal. He actually got 9 kills in the end, but of course there wasn't another spare enemy tank that he could get to claim that medal. But at least he takes away the Radley Waters. He also got a cool-headed for surviving 10 or more ricochets, the high caliber for dealing the most damage in the game, a top gun for getting at least 6 kills, and of course a steel wall for surviving or receiving at least 11 hits and surviving the battle, and over 1,000 hit points of potential damage or actual damage. His win rate from that game was 29,431, which is super unicum and a lot more. Let's have a look at the team score. Well, definitely the highest damage in the game, 4,286. The next highest was only 2,108, and that was the Excelsior, followed by the KV-222, who managed 1,816. When it came to kills, he had that one too. 9 kills went to Arcosm, 4 kills went to the KV-222, and 3 kills went to the Excelsior, and he also picked up a cool-headed. And lastly, we've got the base XP, and he's got that one too. He's got the top in all 3 columns. 1,756 means he's the only player to get over 1,000 base. The next highest being actually on the enemy team. The Excelsior managed 798, and the KV-222 managed 659. And you can see in 4th place, the Ram 2 came in at 584. He fired 67 rounds in that game. 49 of them were direct hits, but only 41 actually penetrated. 4,286 hit points of damage, of which 1,143 were at more than 300 meters. I think you could see that the rescue was started out quite big, and it took it a little while to dial into the target. He was having difficulty with the Excelsior at some range, trying to put the shells into that guy, but he did put a lot of them in. 41 hits received from the enemy. 7 of those penetrated, 34 non-penetrations, and 1,419 hit points of damage blocked by armor. 1 enemy vehicle spotted, 12 enemy vehicles damaged, 9 killed, and he got 88 hit points of damage assistance, and he got 8 defense points when he reset the cap. On a premium count, he actually made 61,935 credits from that game, including holy ops of 36,209, and he also took away 21,072 experience points, again getting holy ops of 15,804. So he's going to have a big jump in his crew skills from now on. So what a fantastic game for a T1 Heavy. It doesn't have a very good reputation, I'm afraid. The T1 Heavy has got known weak spots, the driver's ports, the machine gun ports, and yes, it's fairly easy for the enemy to penetrate, especially if you go into a game and you turn up in a tier 6 game, because of course virtually every tier 6 is going to be overpowered compared to this. So actually, to do everything right, keep your front to the enemy so that they can't penetrate your weak sides, and to just keep pumping those rounds into the enemy, well, very well played indeed. And I like the fact that he did come back. The Ram 2 may have pushed forward trying to get to the enemy cap area, but actual fact, by coming back, he actually provided himself with a host of targets that he could shoot at. And that's why he ended up with the Radley Walters, and it nearly ended up with a Pools medal. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give this video a like, and thank you for watching.